we now know from texts that have come out and other stuff. Hold on, I gotta stretch this out. That Maria Bartiromo and Judge Jeanine were both fighting over Trump being on their shows, and there was like this pissing contest at Fox News. Bartiromo is the person who tipped up the big lie at Fox News more than anybody else. She had Trump on and let him run with it. They had to air the apology to Dominion during her show as part of the the settlement where they wouldn't go all in on Fox News. They'll agree to call a truce and knock it off, and then it's like we were bullshitting you about the whole Dominion thing. They could have aired it anywhere. It ended up on her fucking show, her morning's show. Now this is just, you can just tell from the title of this one, right down here. This is gonna be, oh God. This is, oh God. You could just, last week, America becomes the biggest liquid natural gas exporter on the planet. And this week, JP Morgan's dude is on Fox Business telling Maria Bartiromo that the economy's good. Oh, let's see. And by the way, the fact that this little thing is green and going up during the conversation must be very difficult. This has got to be rough. Oh boy. She's strictly a pill person? Is that what the idea? I think Janine's the box wine, and she's still using the key performance enhancers of Wall Street mid-80s, let's say. All right. Let's see what he says.
Nervousness on Wall Street, stocks selling off yesterday as investors reprice equities ahead of the Fed's transition from easy money policies to tightening policies. There's a
by the way, can I remind you that the whole Biden's just printing money. We're printing money. It's printing money all the time. They're printing money, and the Fed's now under its own directive and with the blessing of the Biden administration, without it kind of screaming at Powell to give us negative interest rates. Remember negative interest rates? Remember Trump wanting negative interest rates and screaming at Powell that he was going to raise interest rates and fuck up his whole bullshit economy that was based largely on rising stock prices, because where are you going to put your money? Savings aren't going to do anything if there's no interest rate on fucking anything. So stocks it is. And you'll make the stock market go down. It always goes down a little bit when you do that kind of shit. Doesn't mean it's bad for the economy. People just go, I'll take some of that, I'll put it in bonds since there's actually a yield and it's safer. So I can diversify. So if a crash happens on the fucking stock market, I'm not completely wiped out. God forbid. Just sensible adult shit is just poisonous to these people.
Of course, questions about the impact of Omicron and inflation on earnings. I interviewed JP Morgan Chairman and CEO Jamie Dimon in the middle of all the volatility yesterday and got his views on the backdrop and what's ahead for the year.
She seems very excited about what he's about to say.
I think the way to really look at it is, first, look at the economy and then the markets. The economy, the consumer's in great shape. Obviously, there's some folks still suffering out there, but they've got a lot of money. They're spending 25% more than they did pre-COVID. Their balance sheet's in great shape. The debt service ratio's better than it's been in 50 years, literally. Home prices are up. Stock prices are up. Businesses equally are doing quite well. They got plenty of money and plenty of confidence. So that.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her face. She looked like she was looking for some. Please let me type on something and look up something that will contradict this. Please continue.
Economy's growing. The numbers are herky-jerky because coming out of the pandemic, it just caused a lot of uncertainty about people rejoining the workforce, the return to the office, and inflation numbers and all of that.
Reality. Yeah, did her hair just sag? Is it?
Economy's strong. I think the expectation should be we need a strong economy to justify asset prices. And obviously, when interest rates go up, people are going to reprice assets a little bit. So I just would expect that you're going to have a lot of volatility in the market this year. But you're going to probably have a pretty strong economy, which is maybe more important for most Americans.
Right. Yeah. Oh, God forbid. Look. Oh, look at this. Look at the beauty of this. Do you understand? Oh, she's volatility in the market, which is bad for like swing traders who can't game the fucking system and make money not investing in companies, which is the fucked up part. Hi, Johnny Bravo, you prick. And meanwhile he's like, but in the real world economy, it's actually going to be pretty great for people. It's going to continue to get better, and and she's like, motherfucker. You mean it's going to be like the stock market's going to be, and by the way, volatility means a rise like this as opposed to a rise like this. It's the same fucking rise.
I'm glad you mentioned the macro story because you have an incredible vantage point on the consumer, looking at your credit card statistics. I want to get into that. But we saw 199,000 jobs created in the month of December. That was about half of what people were expecting.
Yeah, but 800,000 people went back to jobs they had before that weren't there anymore. That was 1 million fucking jobs in December.
The conversation is about inflation right now. The Federal Reserve expected to raise interest rates. How do you assess the economy playing out in 2022 and beyond, given all of that?
I think people are over-focusing on monthly numbers, which are distorted by a million different things, and that I think that the table is set for
Jamie, that's not what she wants to hear. That is not what she wants to hear. What she wants to... That's not what she wants to hear. She wants to hear this is terrible. It's going to go down. Not that, yeah, there's a lot of waffling back and forth in the markets and all kinds of stuff, and just in supply chains and the availability of workers, blah, blah, because of reality, because of COVID, and because of other countries dealing with it differently than we do. And she doesn't want to hear that shit. She needs you to say, this is all Biden's fault. Repeat after me. This is all Biden's fault.
For our economy. That consumer has a lot of money and business has a lot of money. They're spending it. Confidence levels are going up. Jobs are plentiful. Wages are going up. I mean, it's pretty strong. This will be one of the strongest economies we've ever seen in 2021. And 2022 will probably be pretty good, too. And obviously, the fly in the ointment is inflation. And, no one knows exactly how it's going to turn out. I've always thought it wasn't just transitory. At least people wouldn't feel it was transitory by the end of the year. And, some people think it's embedded in the market. It's going to go down to 2.3% by the end of the year. I think it'll be a little bit higher. But, look, if we're lucky, the Fed will engineer that so-called soft landing and raise rates, facing a strong economy and employment coming down.
She's taking her glasses off. Like, at this point, she's going to fucking just walk off set. Look at her face. Look at this. This is, by the way, why they have this on the Fox Business channel and not on actual Fox, like on the main channel. Yeah, Jamie, this is Fox, not CNN. Dude, quit it.
There's a chance they're going to do it faster than people think. And we just don't exactly know. I mean, no one knows the future. And if you look at anyone's forecast, I mean, they almost never get the inflection points right. So, but I also go back and you look at in March of 2020, we were on our way to 15% unemployment. It could have been 20% unemployment. COVID was killing a lot of people. You remember being in New York City, how terrible it was. And we didn't have a vaccine. So let's count our blessings still. And, we're still getting through this thing. And hopefully Omicron may, we don't know about the future variants either, but hopefully Omicron may be the final one that makes this endemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. Can I, it's just, yeah. Just, like, there is no way to turn this shit around for her. This is, and we've seen a couple of these interviews. She's done a couple of these interviews where she's like, motherfucker. And no matter what she does, she cannot wrench it back to, America is fucked. Which is absolutely what she needs. They cannot have another Clinton surplus, in the Biden years coming up. Because I guarantee that by the time Biden's running again, one of the things they're going to be running on is a surplus. one of the things they're going to run on is that, but if we stay on track and the Biden administration continues what they're doing, we're going to end up with a surplus like Clinton had at the end of the 90s. That I guarantee it. Unless there's an asteroid, right? And we have to spend all our money knocking it out of the way. And that cannot happen. Trump has to be the best thing that ever happened to the country. This is a nightmare. How is it that he screwed the pooch so thoroughly? Lulu girl, thank you. This is so fun. And this is, by the way, increasingly what her show is like. She'll bring on right-wingers to bitch about the administration and that kind of stuff. But when she brings on actual financial experts in a myriad different fields, they're like, yeah, it's good. No, it was bad. I mean, obviously, we got some work to do, and people have different priorities. But as it goes, pretty fucking kick ass. Honestly, I'm staring down the barrel of like 80s money. This is crazy. Like she's like, shut the fuck next. Oh, it's so good. It's just so good. Right? Don't look up. Yes. Right. So you're gonna come out and start selling gold, right? But pretty rocks. But pretty rocks. But it's doing terrible things to the price of pretty rocks. How I was Marianne Williamson on Fox News so weird? It wasn't that she was on Fox News, Sharon. We covered that yesterday. It was that she was on Jesse Waters' show. Like, if you're going to go on, I get it, because they're a big network and you can sell some books and get your face out there and you can debate some of these people, but be on the bigger shows. I'm not like fucking Waters. At least go on Gutfeld or something. He's actually got numbers. Which is a big oh yeah. Oh, it's just brutal. This is so good.